Yeah, man, and today I'm going to be reacting to another Warlockracy video, and this one is actually a more recent one. I think from the time of this recording, this video was 4 days old, so really new. And yeah, I've been watching like his older stuff. I haven't been keeping up, so yeah, might as well react to this one. So this one is What If Doom was an RPG and Soviet. Gorky 18. Yeah, never heard of it. So, like, I'm more, I guess, well versed is the right word, maybe, with the Chinese knockoffs. I haven't seen like the Russian knockoffs for games, right? Like, I've seen videos in the past, I think like through JonTron or stuff like that, where they show like all these bootleg Chinese games, like the Mario clones, the Sonic clones, and all that stuff. I think it's like through JonTron and I think Vinny Vinesauce. So yeah, I think I've seen some Soviet knockoffs, like Russian knockoffs here and there, but yeah, let's just see what this is all about. So I assume it's gonna be like Doom, but with only an RPG. So,
a quick question. Do you by any chance enjoy exotic RPGs with insane politics made by crazy people from faraway countries? Well then, do I have a gift for you today?
So it's nothing like Doom. If Doom was an isometric game similar to Fallout, I guess. I don't know.
It all starts so innocently. Back in the 90s, the Polish studio Metropolis Software secured the rights to adapt Sapkowski's The Witcher into a video game, long before the franchise became a global phenomenon. They produced a playable level, but it doesn't seem like the project went anywhere past that.
I mean, for 1997, it doesn't seem that bad. Or maybe I'm looking at it through like rose-tinted glasses. I don't know.
Probably because the studio was working on multiple other titles at the time.
And that's not good.
In 1999, Metropolis released Gorky 17,
a
strategy RPG hybrid about a team of NATO operatives exploring an abandoned Polish town where...
So it's not like... Oh! I'm dumb. Oh, because I read the title, right? And I said, like, what if Doom was an RPG? I was like, because I was thinking of the weapon RPG, you know, like the rocket propelled grenade. I was not thinking of the game genre at all. Well then, I guess we'll see what if Doom was a role-playing game.
The secret Soviet military experiments led to the creation of grotesque monsters. A highly underrated game, Gorky had a wild aesthetic. The creatures you fight look like something out of a 90s FPS game like Doom or Quake. Biomechanical horrors with machine guns and rocket launchers for limbs. The sort of visuals that are not normally associated with Soviet anything. So, not long after the game was out, Gorky was noticed by someone important. Practically unknown outside of the Russian-speaking world, Dmitry Goblin Puchkov is like a Soviet Hideo Kojima, but older, meaner, and with connections in high places. Back in the late 90s, Puchkov ran a gaming blog, mostly covering FPS games, esports gossip, with an occasional story reminiscing about his time in the St. Petersburg police force. We used to be a real country, but these days it seems everyone is either a prostitute or a senator. Dmitry played Gorky 17 and enjoyed it, but there was one problem.
Although, like, I have to say, like, seeing these few screenshots or game footage of this game, like, the setting, I said the enemies before looked unique, but, like, the setting seems really, like, it aged well, honestly. Like, the character models aside, like, the settings themselves, like, they look, well, I forget the term of it, but the, like... RPGs back in the day looked like this, and all of them aged pretty well, minus the characters. Like a good example of this would be Final Fantasy VII, because if you like the original Final Fantasy VII, not the remake, but like the settings, the backgrounds, they stood the test of time. I think it's just the character models didn't.
The Polish character made some very unpleasant, racist, Naziist jokes about Russians.
Российско-нацистские шутки.
They did not respect the Soviet state in this game. As it happens, Mr. Puchkov knew the head of Russia's largest video game publishing company at the time, Yuri Yurich Miroshnikov, and together they agreed Gorky 17.
See, like, look how detailed the setting is compared to the character models. Like, yeah, I mean, it like I said, it's just like the RPGs in those days where everything, I think it's hand drawn, or at least like it's a static thing, so it's gonna look better than the 3D animations.
Needs a new story, and who better to rewrite a tactical RPG with a retro shooter aesthetic than an FPS blogger? The newest release, now called Gorky 18, turned out to be a genuinely good, one-of-a-kind product. This is what...
Wait, so this was, like, I know I'm pausing a lot, but this was a sequel to Gorky 17? Were there 16 before that? Or did it... interesting... the number scheme.
What this video is about. The rewrites were extensive. The espionage plot about the Soviet secrets was mostly gone, replaced with a satire of 90s Russia. But the game was still a tactical RPG, and it still had the biomechanical horrors for enemies, as if this was Doom or Quake. The game's protagonists would make snarky remarks to own the libs, while battling monsters with rocket launchers for arms. What a strange combination of features.
Like I said, the enemies look so unique.
So let's dive right in. But before we do, I should say thank you to today's video sponsor. Of course, the best possible sponsor for a video about a tactical RPG is another tactical RPG. Watcher of Realms
not
would be described as a hybrid between King's Bounty and a tower defense game. Combat success in Watcher of Realms hinges on precise unit placement, smart resource management, and the timing of abilities. Yes, there are action elements in there too. There is a variety of game modes to test your tactical skills. In PvE, players face off against powerful bosses, but you can also join a guild and take part in guild versus guild battles, defend your stronghold or assault enemy bases. Watcher of Realms is shaking things up a bit for their second anniversary by introducing the new Tactical Mastery faction, along with new heroes, mechanics, and events. Watcher of Realms is available on both PC and mobile platforms. Click the link in the description and scan the QR code to download the game for free on PC, Android, or iOS. Now is the best time to dive into Watcher of Realms.
No bonus for signing up through him? That's interesting. He's like, I don't know, like every other, like it's not a knock on the creator, right? The creator just the sponsor and gets paid, it's whatever, but like every mobile ad that's like sponsored through other videos I've seen, they like the game always provides like a bonus. But I mean, I guess there is a promo code here, but I mean that just seems like a generic everyone can use promo code, not through like the creator. I don't know. It seems interesting that it does that.
The year is 2008. This version of the story doesn't take place in Poland. We are somewhere in the northern Caucasus. The secret city Gorky 17 was contaminated with a weaponized strain of typhus. That's why this place is quarantined. At least that's the official story. A NATO reconnaissance unit has infiltrated Gorky. We have good relations with NATO, but these actions are suspect, to say the least.
Also, like, it's so interesting back in the day, like, to hide, I guess, the graphical limitations, they would use that scanline filter. Although I don't know if he put that in as he was editing, or if this was like the actual game filter. But yeah, like I think a lot of the military style games back in the day had this Or at least the ones I played. So
We have good relations with NATO, but these actions are suspect, to say the least. Objective 1 is to find out what happened to the missing NATO soldiers. Objective 2 is to find and secure a secret lab located somewhere close to the city center. In charge of the mission is Colonel Vasin, who speaks with a slight southern or perhaps Ukrainian accent. He is assisted by Warrant Officer Krotov, who keeps making jokes about stealing the valuables the evacuated residents of Gorky had to leave behind. The third member of the squad is Private Zelenkin, who, may Allah forgive me for uttering this word, is a liberal.
Oh no.
Comrade Colonel, the draft office told us that no one would be sent to the Caucasus. By sending me here, the armed forces have violated my rights. Not to mention the law. I strongly protest this abuse of authority and demand immediate investigation into this legal situation.
Who's gonna do that? There's just 3 of you here. Who's gonna do that?
Zelenkin will have an amazing character arc in this game.
Oh?
Almost immediately we are thrown into the tutorial battle.
Okay.
What the hell? What kind of a freak is this? In the English version, this creature is called a skink. But in the version improved by Herr Gobbler, this is a sphinxter. Every creature in this game is annoying in its own special way, and I mean this as a compliment. There are no real trash enemies in Gorky. And these things are giraffes. A giraffe is armed with a machine gun that deals aerial effect damage, and they have a blade for melee. It's a Quake monster. No wonder Goblin liked this game.
Quake World.
Between the fights, we wander the ruins and solve adventure game-like item puzzles. Doesn't take long to find the missing expedition. Hey, I know this guy. He's from NATO. He was with the Americans who came to our unit to hand out humanitarian aid. He was definitely from a Western Special Forces unit, educated, strong, and very calm, not like our people.
Wow.
Yeah, he's real calm now. How can you say that, Comrade Warrant Officer? They were helping us. Private Zelenkin is like a tanky, but in reverse. He stands NATO instead of Stalin. Russians have a term for this. It's demshiza, democracy plus schizophrenia. Drop the political commentary and search the bodies. So, 2 members of the NATO expedition are dead. This means 2 of them could still be alive. Glass half full.
Probably not.
Don't shoot! I'm not a monster. I'm a human being.
Someone shoots him anyway, right?
Gorky local and our first recruit. The creatures we fought are Ivan's mutated neighbors. Imagine mutating into this. A strange quirk of the design is that boss battles are both very common and almost always much easier than battles against regular mobs.
Weird.
Oh god, we've walked right into a death trap. They sent us here to die. Thanks for the helpful commentary, soldier. The big creature is the dung fly, and the little escorts are dung freaks. This battle has a unique mechanic. Every time we land a final blow on one of the dung freaks, the fly gets a free turn. So what you do is that you use grenades to kill as many freaks as possible in a single turn.
Yeah, so like... I don't because I don't think it stacks based off how he's playing. They only get 1 free turn, not like if you kill 3 at the same turn, they don't get 3 free turns. That imagine though.
Minimize the big creature's advantage.
That'd be pretty.
The next fight is a boss battle as well. This one is called Master Blaster. Unfortunately for this thing, most bosses in Gorky can be stun-locked with a taser or a dart pistol. Master Blaster may look intimidating, but this thing is basically just free XP.
Master Blaster is getting blasted through his... No.
With good PR. The squad encounters more humans near the sewer entrance. These are marauders and they're stealing valuables. Hey fellas, let's just walk away nice and easy. The colonel gets real mad. Your fellas are down in the ravine chewing on a dead horse, you freak. You'd better start picking out the wall I'm gonna shoot you against.
Wow.
What a weird expression. According to Proverbs and Sayings of Russian Criminals and Inmates by Alexander Sidorov, the horse line is an insulting response to someone who wrongly calls you a comrade.
Huh.
The thief drops intelligence about one of the game's antagonists, General Barsukov, and the secret lab we are supposed to find.
Okay.
Judging by how heavily the lab is guarded, Barsukov must be keeping the Holy Grail in there.
Is it a secret lab though? If you can see the heavily guarded lab, or not lab, but it's like you can see that it's heavily guarded.
What Holy Grail? What kind of nonsense is that?
It's the Gek.
It's just a metaphor. The Grail is the cup that was used to collect the blood of the crucified Christ, pierced by a Roman spear. It's a priceless artifact. So when they speak of the Grail, what they mean is that the lab is heavily guarded. I know it's a metaphor, you little shit. Enough with the philosophy lesson. Now we invade the fecal waters. Our buddy Ivan doesn't want to descend into the sewers and says he's going back home.
Well, see
He's
ya.
kind of weird.
Oh, well, see ya for good, I guess.
Extra followers don't stay for long in this. Zelenkin, watch your rear end. Look at the kind of toys these guys have pointed at you. This wasn't part of the deal. I'm filing a complaint with the Soldiers' Mothers Committee.
Right.
And that's the body of another member of the NATO expedition. There is
there's one
still
left
one
then, right?
operative
Yeah.
unaccounted for.
Oh,
So it looks like one
it's
of
actually
our
animated,
guests
okay.
from NATO did survive. Her name is Lara Croftman, and after a brief exchange,
Lara Croftman. I'm sure the name is completely original and not based off any other female that may or may not explore caves.
she
I don't
joins
know.
the group. Lara speaks with a heavy accent, and she's very passionate about democracy and
A little British accent.
social justice causes. She gains extra benefit from healing items. That's
Oh.
very useful. Next up is an abandoned museum and its mechanical guardian.
Okay. Okay.
What's up with a fart-propelled miracle of engineering? This looks like some kind of a cybernetic organism. I've seen this in comic books.
So like her character is so bright. Like you had the previous follower, right? Where was it? Like even his outfit was a little bit muted. It's like dark white, dark blue. So like it fit the scenery. Like she just stands out.
Zelenkin, you should spend less time reading Homo books and more time studying the army regulations. The
That
twist
looks
with this
great.
thing is that it doesn't actually use the body of the creature to attack.
Oh,
It has a
missed
shotgun
opportunity.
strapped to the side which deals unimpressive damage. Again, bosses are pathetic in this.
Is that
Looks like we finally run into normal people. This is
is that supposed to be like a commentary about something?
another NATO team, also deployed into the city. They inform us that the command has issued an evacuation order. A chopper will come to pick us up. That's good, I guess. I suppose we'll finish exploring the museum while we wait. This is
Okay.
Medusa, a
Medusa?
friendly mutant.
Friendly mutant.
Let's kill this thing now! Private Zelenkin is being uncharacteristically bloodthirsty. Kill it? If it can talk, that means it's a person. Don't you dare violate its rights. Medusa says his name is Pyotr Vasilievich.
Does she really say stuff like that, or is it just translated through him? But I mean, I'm not gonna go into politics.
He used to work at the museum before the mutation. Despite Krotov's protests, he joins the squad, filling the
Okay.
final party slot. We'll
Okay.
see him in action in just a second. This battle
Just
has a
right there,
special
too.
win condition. The monsters will attack the computer terminal in the center, and we have to protect it.
Okay.
Medusa has a spammable electricity attack, as well as a poison strike that paralyzes
Wow.
enemies. The latter requires no ammo, but has a cooldown. Piotr
Oh.
turns out to be a very useful party member. His main
Yeah.
downside is poor mobility. Perhaps it's not the monsters who are our enemy. Perhaps it's the libtards like Zelenkin. Puchkov explained his intentions in one of the interviews. Obviously, a character arc is present. Private Zelenkin, from a liberal moron, transforms into a worthy citizen of the Russian Federation. There was the key phrase. Comrade Colonel, what if we kill that one first, the one with the nails in its head? Zelenkin, you are in the army. You can kill whoever you want.
Wow.
That little exchange indicated that personal growth was happening, and Z was transforming from Demshiza to a red chud. This caused much seething of fecal matter among the members of our liberal public. All these morons were mad as hell. The game uses pre-rendered backgrounds, kind of.
I mean, I know this game was out in, I think he said 2008, but is there a GOG version or like a Steam version? Yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be like a Steam version, but maybe a GOG version. I don't know. It seems like it's with this type of dialogue. I feel like it will do well nowadays, and it's not even because of it's like the politicalness. It's just because it doesn't like it's at least from what I hear from the translations. It doesn't play it safe, which is a problem with at least like the AAA stuff nowadays. In terms of the dialogue, in terms of just character looks and just a whole lot of stuff. Like I think it's slowly changing back to make it more, I guess, appealing to players in terms of story and character models. But yeah, there was a years where that was not the case.
Like an Infinity Engine title. I wouldn't call it pretty, at least not the first half, which mostly takes place.
Wait, what was that?
The game uses pre-rendered backgrounds.
Oh, that's what it called. Pre-rendered backgrounds. Okay.
Like an Infinity Engine title. I wouldn't call it pretty, at least.
I mean, I think it actually looks pretty good, honestly. Like I said, for games RPGs in those days, they use this a whole bunch, and it stands the test of time.
It's not the first half, which mostly takes place in what looks like a giant trash can. But here in the museum, things begin to change for the better. An evac helicopter is supposed to be waiting for us on the roof.
Yeah, because obviously this whole setting right here, graphics nowadays will make it look that so much better, but still, this just seems fine to me, even for nowadays.
But it's not here. Lara says this is exactly what happened to the NATO squad. They were waiting for evac that never came. And then our friend Piotr the Medusa begins talking gibberish and declares his intention to eat us.
So much for being an
interesting
ally.
tactical challenge, since Piotr is one of the few bosses who appear to be immune to crowd control effects. I got careless. Despite not having much in a way of move points, Medusa managed to outmaneuver us and land an impressive AoE. But Krotov gets his revenge in the end. The party slot doesn't remain vacant for long. You have to use a stun grenade on the roof shack to make its inhabitant come out.
Huh. And we know this how? I assume there's contextual clues there.
Vladimir Zamchalov is a tracksuit-wearing idiot gangster businessman of the 90s. He was part of a posse sent to Gorky by the Bratva to shake up a local entrepreneur. Things did not go according to plan. Vladimir's buddies, Kolan and Tolan, are now dead. He is the sole survivor. The memory of Kolan and Tolan will forever live on in the hearts of the Bratva. Vladimir joins the team. He's a missable party member who doesn't have a lot of voice lines, but having him around makes things a lot easier. The chopper obviously isn't coming, so
yeah, that was like it seems pretty missable if you don't know to throw the grenade there. Yeah, it seems very missable.
we gear up our new squaddy and head back to the museum, where a boss is waiting.
Oh no. Okay.
This is the Overbrain. Its
Right.
strong-looking escorts are the succubi. The boss attacks with a paralyzing laser, and it has a melee sword strike, but it's the succubi who will be responsible for most of the incoming damage. The name Overbrain is a reference to a late 90s gamer culture moment. In a notorious Russian pirate translation of StarCraft Brood War, the Zerg Overmind was renamed to Overbrain.
Right.
We are finally exploring the town. It's funny how useful Lara turned out to be. Perhaps NATOs and normal people can coexist after all.
Right. Oh, no, never mind.
Colonel Vasin shows some character development. He used to be dismissive of Lara, but now he seems to be genuinely concerned for her. Alas, Lara
what was that? Well, that took out all the seriousness out of that scene. What?
to be genuinely concerned for her.
What?
Alas, Lara Croftman dies. The final member of the NATO team is gone, and this sucks. We could have used her help in the next fight, because next up is General Barsukov and his Spetsnaz guards. It's clear that he has his own shady agenda concerning the lab we've been ordered to find. Barsukov orders us to stay out of his way.
Right.
Comrade General, we are not in Moscow, and this is not the Priarbatsky military district. I am not for sale. Not for sale, Colonel. I'm not offering you money. I'm offering to keep you alive. If I wanted you dead, you would have already been a warm poo squeezed out of some monster's rear end.
Right.
Colonel Vasin, possibly impressed by Barsukov's poetry, wants to solve this problem diplomatically, but Warrant Officer Krotov interjects, starting a fight. There once were 3 brothers, says Barsukov. One was smart, the other was stupid, and the third one was a warrant officer. The Spetsnaz soldiers don't have a lot of HP or anything in the way of resistances, but their weapons have a very long range. It's probably possible to win this by going through a ton of consumables, but I am greedy, so I reloaded a save. We'll be back once we're stronger.
Yeah, instead of just using these consumables, which he probably has plenty of, just save scum.
Doesn't really look like a Soviet city, does it? The game is supposed to take place in Poland, and I can tell.
Right.
A
I wouldn't
damsel
know.
in distress. Look at that, Commander. The town is full of women, but the monsters don't want them.
Imagine if this was just like a bait set up by the monsters and that woman turned out to be another shape-shifting monster of some sort.
Our new toy, the ion rifle, is a clever cooldown based weapon that has no range limit, and it hits everything both in front and behind the shooter for massive damage.
That is unique. I don't think I've seen like a weapon in any RPG that shoots forwards and backwards at the same time. To my knowledge, I could be forgetting some obscure game that might have it, but yeah, to my knowledge, I don't think I've seen something like that. I mean, the closest thing would have to be the double lightsaber, but even then, that the range is like melee range. It isn't like this.
Its only true limitation is that many monsters are immune to energy weapons.
Oh.
Meet our final team member.
Ooh.
Oh, thank God, finally! When you really need a man around, there is never one in sight. My name is Yelena Krisuk. I'm a reporter for the newspaper Global Anomaly. We cover paranormal phenomena, and we also fight for the human rights around the world. Her name can be roughly translated as Rat Son. The game is satirizing journalists, possibly because of the perceived disloyal behavior of the media during the change.
I mean, like I said, if this game's out nowadays, it probably would do well. I mean, like it's a safe bet that since this character appears, I guess, late in the game, since like we're in 19 minutes in, I assume like the reviewers won't play it far enough to meet her, so they wouldn't know. Maybe. Like I said, it's a safe bet.
War. It would appear that all human rights at once are being violated here in Gorky. Yelena thinks the military is behind this, and she intends to expose them. Her gimmick is an extremely high luck score. Inside the VCR repair shop, we find a ridiculous but glorious consumable, an orbital laser strike. I bet it will be useful in the Spetsnaz battle.
Wow.
Z executes Barsukov with a baseball bat.
Like, what's the ammo for that?
The secret lab is hidden beneath the hotel, so that's our next destination. Comrade Colonel, permission to strangle that thing. This monster, called Stinky, is interesting because it doesn't deal damage. Instead, it uses an area of effect freeze ray, making it a pure crowd control unit. The lab is the final level. It's also no place for civilians. Miss Krisuk and Vladimir will have to stay behind. They don't
wait. They took the elevator to go down just to go up the stairs? What?
Security clearance, and the journalist has seen enough already. You have enough material for 3 volumes so thick that Karl Marx would cry from envy. Stay here and have a chat with Mr. Zamchalov, a businessman of the new formation, about the problems of Russian democracy. What? You are leaving me with that bandit? He's scarier than any monster. This is social commentary. The libtarded reformers dismantled the Soviet man's great empire. And now she will face the monstrous consequences of what she helped create.
Right.
We are back to our original 3 heroes. Unless you moved the items beforehand, you will lose whatever gear Yelena and Vladimir were carrying. But it doesn't really matter. The lab is full of loot, and the fights here aren't difficult. I am the NATO bloc representative in the republics of the North Caucasus. Your mission is over, Colonel. Slowly place your weapons on the ground and step back. In 10 minutes, a helicopter will arrive and we'll all fly home together. Thanks for the invitation, but I don't get into helicopters with men I don't know, and my home isn't where yours is. Why are they shooting? Ours are brotherly countries where democracy has won. Just like in the Spetsnaz encounter, the troopers aren't especially durable, but they can deal a lot of damage from long range. Luckily, so can we. Hey, Pindos, we don't need your NATO democracy. That's just a trick to steal our oil. In an interview, Puchkov said that at the time this was made, they genuinely believed that these were the final years of Russia's existence. This is a defiant line.
I swear I've heard that before. I think it's like it's not even like a political alignment thing, at least here in the States. Because like no matter what, at least within like the last 20 or so years, like that's been there's at least some group that says something like that, no matter who wins the presidency. If it's a Democrat, if it's a Republican, the opposite party will always there will be a group that will always say something like that.
Last stand of a Soviet man. Deeper in the lab, we finally get to fight the invisible monsters that killed Lara. They don't reveal themselves until they strike, so you have to guess where they are. Splash damage works super well.
Nice.
Remember Ivan from the docks who refused
Yeah.
to invade the fecal waters
Didn't he
and
get
was subsequently
attacked?
killed off screen?
Yeah.
Well, he's back. The main quest proceeds to dump several stories worth of lore.
Wait, so he survived and seems like unfazed? What?
The Soviets were running secret teleportation experiments.
Oh, so he
and
teleported?
NATO was backing them. They were possibly saving the world from something. A Soviet general arrives, guarded by foreign soldiers. We have seen too much. The general says he'll reward us with the Russian Medal of Honor, posthumously.
Right.
I'm not sure what he expected to accomplish with just 3 dudes. The ex-lib Zelenkin can probably solo these guys.
Wow. That
And then
seems
Ivan
OP.
transforms into his or hers true form, which is a
Ew.
monster queen. The queen has a stun attack, and she
Wait,
can.
was it the general that did that?
And then Ivan
Oh,
transforms
it's Ivan,
into
okay.
his or hers true form, which is a
Interesting.
monster queen.
Very interesting.
The queen has a stun attack, and
Wait, the queen looks like StarCraft's queen in a sense. Like obviously not a 1-to-1, but I don't know. Like this reminds me of the StarCraft queen for some reason.
she can create a poison cloud that
Maybe
applies
it's just me.
damage over
Maybe
time.
it's just me.
This would have been quite dangerous if the queen was immune to tranquilizers, which she's not, making this battle a joke. Z can probably solo this as well, but
Right.
we'll never know, because Krotov executes the creature with a shotgun blast, as is fitting for a retro shooter turned into a tactics game. And then it all abruptly ends. We never return to the companions we left behind.
Huh.
I'm guessing the original Polish developers ran out of money. Probably has something to do with all the parallel projects they were working on.
Top
Not sure
secret.
who this man is or what secrets he uncovered. Metropolis Software made 2 sequels, or rather
Oh.
prequels to Gorky,
Oh.
but from the looks of it, they seem to have abandoned the retro shooter monster aesthetic.
That's
Why?
lame.
That's the best
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
You can get the original.
It's like character models aside, like I said, the setting seems fantastic. The character models, for what it was, it seemed fine. The enemy models looked unique, and then you go to this as a prequel. That's I don't know. That's not it. That is not it for me.
sequels to Gorky, but from the looks of it, they seem to have abandoned.
Yeah, like the detail is like you can tell that they tried, but it's not there.
Rather prequels to Gorky, but from the looks
Like,
of it,
it's,
they seem
it's detailed. Don't get me wrong, but like it's not as detailed as it could have been
to have abandoned
if they just did it the way they
retro
like
shooter
this.
monster aesthetic. Why? That's the best part.
Yeah.
You can get the original version on Steam. but
Oh, it is
keep in
on
mind
Steam.
that the story is completely different in that. The game
Oh.
is 7 hours long. If you are going to be playing this, make sure to download a mod that fixes the difficulty, as combat becomes too easy halfway through. So
Oh.
this was Gorky 18, a game to own the libs. A time capsule
Right.
of the 90s culture wars. The way Goblin Puchkov described the creative process behind the rewrite made it seem that it was mostly improvised and took very little effort. Yet, this tiny little game has more quotable lines than many 50-hour crapogers. We
Yeah, that's what I
invade
said.
the fecal waters. In the hearts of the Bratva, you can kill whoever you want. If I wanted you dead, you'd already been a warm poo squeezed out of some monster's rear end. According to Puchkov, Gorky 18 significantly outsold the official version. He's likely referring to domestic sales. We live in capitalism, and we measure everything with money.
Right.
It sold better, meaning it is better. Something like that. But the most important addition to the Goblin lore is waiting for us in the credits. In
Oh?
2006, Puchkov would author a role-playing game called Planet Alcatraz. It was about Soviet space marines exploring a racially segregated prison planet. In that game, we
Right.
play as Cadet Kaban. And here in the credits, we learn that Puchkov wrote Gorky 18 together with his son, whose alias appears to be Kaban. Some content in Planet Alcatraz can be described as controversial, like, for example, the brothel scene. I would certainly not use words like consent to describe what happens there. Basically, what I'm saying is that in that game, we play as a violent but this discovery makes it seem like Puchkov at least partially based that character on his own kid.
Although I guess since the payment processors in Steam are having an issue with those types of games, I don't know. It's probably safe since it's not completely, I guess, adult rated. But I mean that's a whole different tangent with what the payment processors are doing nowadays with, I guess, adult content that they find too adult, which is just silly. Like I'm not gonna go to that in this video, but yeah.
What the f?
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
Game we play as a violent. But this discovery makes it seem like Puchkov at least partially based that character on his own kid.
Yeah, that's weird.
What the f?
That is weird. That is weird. But anyways, yeah, that was. I don't know if Doom is accurate. Like I don't know, because like when I think of Doom, I just think of just like the Doom Slayer running and gunning like hordes of demons, whereas this one, I know this is an RPG, but I think Quake might have been a better comparison, because he did use like Quake terminology a few times throughout the video instead of Doom. So yeah, I don't know about that one, but it does seem interesting. Like I said, the dialogue is unique enough so that it'll still be fine nowadays, in my opinion. And like the graphics, like I said, seem fine for what it is, considering when it originally came out. Like I said, the settings, it will still look fine nowadays, character models aside. But yeah, that was interesting. That was very interesting. But yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a nice day.